I'm starting school next week. I know that there's millions of other people going through the same thing, starting something new. And starting something new is really scary because it's that comfort. You're not comfortable meeting new people, and that's always a scary thing for a lot of people is to having to walk into a room where you're the one that no one knows, that you're the one that's invading space, you know, that you're the one that's, walking into their house now. Because in your mind, you're like, oh, everyone's having this whole thing, and now I'm just trying to get thrown into it. And that can be a hard thing for a lot of people to do in their mind. It breaks you down. It makes you not want to talk. And I felt like that for a long time, guys. That's why I'm saying this. Is because, like, you just have to realize that everyone's waiting for the same thing. Like at this coaching job, I wasn't talking for the first few days. I was kind of just there. Like I would talk when it was like a formal conversation, but like an actual conversation with someone, I didn't have to like my third day. And then I realized when I started talking to them, they came and started talking to me a lot. So it's like everyone's just waiting for that one person. Everyone's waiting for someone to do something. It's like everyone's always waiting for someone to give the okay. I've noticed that in every situation, like everyone's kind of like timid and they're waiting for that one person to be like, all right, well, we could all talk now. Oh, we can all do this now. We could all just be comfortable now. We don't all have to be all tied up. And I think that everyone just needs to kind of just realize that as nervous as you may be in a situation, the other person is probably just as nervous or more. You know, like even though I talk a lot, I'm really nervous a lot of times. I get really nervous, and I tell people the biggest thing between me then and me now is that the nervous factor didn't go away. No, if anything, it grew. If anything, I get more nervous. But the thing was that back then, I would just I would freeze and I wouldn't be able to do anything. I would get so nervous and my mind would like collapse on itself. It would just like the whole roof would just collapse and I would just be stuck. I would just be stuck under that bed. I'd be stuck with all the debris just all over me. And it was like I wasn't able to do anything. I had to be there with everything on top of me and I was like trying to barely breathe. I was trying to just survive. It was always about me surviving. I had to survive this day of school. I had to survive this day of work. I can't talk to anyone. Oh, I got to go do this. And it was like I was always scared. The difference now is that when I get really nervous, my mind tells me like now it's time to do something. You can't do nothing anymore. You got to do something. So then I just start talking. It's not that I'm fighting to survive anymore. I'm fighting to thrive. I think that's all something we all should be doing. We all should be just trying to be better, trying to just become better every day. I feel like sometimes we get stuck. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's like the whole roof, the whole ceiling just collapsed on us and we're just trying to survive. But you find a lot of times when you fight to survive, you start thriving. So keep your head afloat, guys. Just be better. Be better every day. My baseball coach used to tell me that when we mess up a lot, he would look at us and be like, be better. Be better, guys. Yeah, you could only you can only mess up so many times before. That didn't make any sense. I'll probably cut that one out, but yeah. Sorry, my mind just goes and I just start talking. I've been addicted to Celsius lately, which is bad. All right, we'll talk about that real quick. I've been addicted to Celsius. I've been having Celsius every day. It's been my way of just getting energy. And sometimes it's like I don't even need it. But some days I do. Like yesterday, I needed it. What was it? The weekend, I needed it bad. I don't know what it was. My body was like just like drained. I just felt really tired. My mind kind of like zones out a lot. And I think I'm going to feel like that a lot next week. Like my mind's just going to be really exhausted because it's just so much thinking. I think a lot. I'm a really big overthinker and my mind like just goes wild. I always want to do something. And I feel like we're all like that. We always want to do something. We're all big overthinkers. We're all overthinkers in our own way. And I remember at school, they would teach us, I believe, I don't want to get this wrong, I think there's a type A and there's a type T, and I forgot what it was. Let's actually confirm that for you because I don't want to misinform anyone on this today. I wonder if my computer will load. There we go. There we go, baby. There's a type A and there's a type T person. Found it. Yeah, it's type A and type T. It's turbulent versus assertive. And I believe, okay, so basically, we learned about this in school for me. Type T is a lot of times seen as introverted. Type A is extroverted. And a lot of times, the big flaw seen in type A is that type A is the kind that doesn't think things through and just goes straight at it. And what they do is that they learn while failing. They will learn while they keep failing. So they're going to keep doing something and they fail, but that's how they learn. And they just keep learning from that and they gain more knowledge. So they come back stronger every time. But type T, what they do is a lot of times they won't just straight attack. They'll think about it. They'll create a plan. They will sit back and they'll learn as much as they can about what they're going to do and then they attack, which gives them a lot larger chance of being successful. But the biggest thing about that, and I remember they would tell us, is that a lot of times type T people could fully miss the opportunity. Because a lot of times when we get opportunities, it's like that. Like you got to attack. Like I said earlier, I didn't respond to that opportunity for 4 days, and now I don't even know if I have it anymore. I'm hoping I do, but at the end of the day, it's not my choice if they're going to respond to me or not. I have no control over that. So I'm just hoping that they do. But like I said, I could have responded quick, but that time frame may have passed. With type T people, that's the biggest thing. Yes, they think about it a lot. Yes, they come through with a smart approach. But at the end of the day, when you wait so long to do something, no matter how good, how much of a plan you might have had, you might have missed the time frame to do it. Because a lot of times, the things we do, it's a lot of timing. It's just a perfect timing. Did we do it when it still mattered? Did we do it when it was still important? Because I can't turn in an assignment that was due last week. No matter how good my assignment was, I cannot turn it in if it was already due. And the person that turns it in and gets an 80 when it was due is going to beat the person every single time who tried to turn it in late when it was done perfectly. And I know some of us are really scared to just go straight and attack something. And I'm not saying they do that every time, but I'm saying that you got to understand the window of things. All right. And I feel like sometimes I'm definitely a type A person a lot of times. I definitely go and I just do things and I fail. I fail a lot. And it's to a point to where that's how I learn. I have to go hands on and do something and see that it didn't work out for me to see what I do next. When I think about things too much, my mind overthinks and I start questioning myself a lot. And I'm like, well, do you think you could do that? And then I tell myself, oh, I think I can do this. And I'm like, I plan everything out. And then I'm like, why are you even doing this? Who are you to be doing this? Oh, I don't think you're capable of doing this. Well, you should be doing this instead. My mind attacks itself. And it's like when I keep doing it, I see that I'm able to do this. Oh, I was able to do that much. Maybe I can actually do this. Because you never really know if you can do something or not unless you do it. You could talk about it as much as you want. You can learn as much as you want. You can think about it as much as you want. But if you don't go and attempt it, then you're never going to know. So I just wanted to talk about that because that's something I do think about. Type A versus type T. I like seeing how people are. I like, I feel like you could really just look at someone and just within moments you can see if they're type A or type T people. So think about that. Today, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about yourself. Am I type A or type T? And I want you to go along your day and I want you to see what people do and I want you to see if they're type A or type T. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to judge anything they do. I'm not saying to judge anybody, but I'm just saying look at how people perceive things. Look at how they attack